Hi there. Hi, how are you all today? Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Natalie Rand, the Ayurvedic wellness specialist and movement expert here to move you. So today, what a great idea it would be, seeing as the weather's beautiful and we're all sort of moving into spring healthily now that we have all of our tips going on. What a great idea it would be to start to refresh. So to revisit some of the original works. I thought today would be a great idea for us to do some of the fundamentals of Pilates as well as some of the fundamentals for yoga. All right. And we'll do a little remix at the very end to spice it up for those of you who want to move forward in your practice. All right. So before we begin, always a nice, really simple exercise. We'll start with some simple breathing. I have my mat behind me here, and I'm share the time and space so that we are able to pick up everything. All right. So today, when we begin, usually we've been talking about breathing, pranayama, breath work through the yoga perspective. And in Pilates, we have a really dynamic way of breathing that we call diaphragmatic breathing, which is very similar to the basic breathing, which we did the other day. The only difference is we keep an even tone and we also exhale through the mouth. All right. So we'll start with that today, and then we'll move into a review for our Surya Namaskar, the 101s, the one from our amazing book that we reference here, that we also use at SCU. And then we'll get into some Pilates, some standing Pilates, right? And we'll see how much time we have so we can get a few things in, all right? So we'll begin. The only difference with the Pilates breathing, very simple. Inhale for 4, exhale for 4. We'll inhale, and this is also a great preparation for those of you who are familiar with the hundreds. The breathing technique is inhale for 5, exhale for 5, and you're usually pumping your arms while lying down. If you've been here with me before, then you've actually experienced it. This is a great way for someone who doesn't have the capability to raise their head, but they still get the internal benefits to start just kind of familiarizing themselves with breathing. It's also very safe. You know, most people can do it unless they have some sort of heart or cardiovascular contraindication. All right. So we'll start really simply. You can close your eyes. You can keep your eyes open. We'll do 4 times, and then start moving into our yoga. All right. Here we go. Beginning breathing in through the nose for 4, exhaling through the mouth for 4. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 4. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhale. Out. Inhale. Exhale. And relax. All right. So we'll repeat that one more time if you're just coming on. Really simple. In for 4, out for 4. This time I'm not going to say anything. I'll just tap and I'll say in and out. So I'll say just one syllable so that way you can kind of keep up, and I'll slow down just a bit. All right. Here we go. Breathing in for 1. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. All right. So one of the main things to think of is that when you're expanding and you're breathing all the air in, the top of the diaphragm is what's stretching out as you sustain the lower belly instead of allowing everything to dump out. So that's a pretty big difference based on what we've learned for the pranayama breathing. All right. Now we're going to get straight to it through our 12 steps of our Surya Namaskar. We've already, if you haven't done this before, you can kind of go back a couple videos and look for the yoga sun salutations. And if you have done it before and you've done a more advanced version, feel free to throw that in. That would be where you push up or you upward dog, or, you know, there's a lot of variations. But we'll keep it simple, 12 steps, and we'll begin. I'm going to start here at the top. All right, bring my t-shirt here. All right, there we go. 1 is the palm prayer position. Breathe in, reaching the arms 2. Pull forward 3. 4. Go to the high mountain pose 5, aka downward dog. Onto the knees 6, into that 8 chest, palms, knees and toes are on. Shift forward to a small cobra. Drop the body down. Go back to that big mountain pose. Find the ribs and pull them up. Lunge forward with the opposite leg. And then step forward, drop the head. Reach the arms all the way up. And then bring them back to that starting position, palms together. All right? So let's do that together. Palms forward 1. Reach up 2. Pull forward 3. One like that 4. To that high mountain pose 5. And then 6. Go through 7. Over. 8. Lift the hips back up. Opposite leg goes forward 9. Step forward 10. Reach up 11. Palms together 12. All right, and we'll repeat that 4 more times. Fun, fast number 4 today. All right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, we'll do one more for good measure. All right, hope you can see all of this, right? I'll slow it down for the last one. Palms come together. 1. See this big long reach, palms together, navel pulls in. Push down through the feet. Pull forward. This is the 3. You start with the hands in the first position, arms reach up 2, 3, pull forward. Out in a big lunge. 4, all right? You can stay right here or you can reach back, depending on your back. Back up to that high downward dog mountain pose position. Right? Pull the ribs in so they're not out like this. Drop the body down onto like a cat-cow position. You're going to drop your ribs and chin. Hands stay active. Pull the navel and pelvic floor muscles up. Shift all the way through as you rise up to cobra. When you're in cobra position, pull the navel in, find the tops of the feet and press them into the mat as you lift your upper body. Feel the tailbone stay heavy. Pull the palms forward so the triceps turn on. From here, drop down, tuck the toes, go back up to the mountain pose position. Feel that nice stretch in the lower back after being there. You can soften the knees if it's too hard on your back. Shift forward to that lunge position on the opposite leg. Find the skewer where your seat is. Pull it in and up, pull the navel up. Reach back if it's available, otherwise just stay here. Head comes forward. Both feet come forward. And then Find the feet, press them down into the floor like a tree root. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Pulling the navel up as you do, and then bring the palms together. How was that? I hope it was amazing, all right? So we did that whole sequence, 4 and an extra one on 5, right? So from this position, I want you to go ahead and do it on your own. You can go through the same sequence if you're watching this on a tape, which you'll probably play back. You can speed it up or slow it down to make sure it matches what your body needs are. If you have any knee problems or back problems, you may want to go into something really simple and check out our Padavaktasana 1 series here on the live platform, okay? And from that position, we'll go ahead and just do one of the more traditional versions, which we've done in the past, right? Palms stay down to the side of the body, and then start in that same palms together position. Find the navel, push down into the feet as you lift the navel and up. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Let the body come forward. If you need to bend the knees, you can. I'll do a nice little knee bend here. It's great for the back and stretching the hamstrings. Hips stay up. Then from here, palms are going to stay flat. You can either step back or you can jump back, all right? If you step back, it'll look like this, going straight to plank. Upper body goes over the hands. Nice strong push to the floor. Pulling the navel up. Find a little arch in the lower back, but don't let your hips go back. So your body's trying to squeeze and pull the navel up. And then you'll either drop down to the knees, then the elbows to come down, or you'll chaturanga, right? So you can bend and let your body lower. From here, lift up and peek up to the sky. Same thing you did earlier. Lower the back down. Tuck the toes underneath you. Go back to the mountain position and stay here and give yourself 5 nice deep breaths. Breathe in. Exhale. If this is too hard on your wrist, child's pose, or you can even get a chair. Breathe in. Exhale. Remember to always check in with the primary care physician before you do anything new. 3 more breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. Press into the palms. Make sure all 10 fingers are on the mat. Pressing into the pinky toe, big toe, into the heel if possible. And then you're going to jump forward or step forward. Notice my ribs. Pull your ribs in and up. And you can hop, right? Or step, whichever works for you. Back the head. Take the arms all the way up. And then the arms back to that palms together position. All right? So we'll do that 3 times. I'm going to do 2 versions. I'll do the one where you're jumping back twice. And then I'll do the one where you're stepping back twice, right? So you have options. You can do the 1 through 12, which we just did. We can do the hop back version, step back version, or you can just start with something ultra simple, which I'll do at the very end, okay? So from here, legs together, palms into prayer, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, let the body fold forward. Remember, you can soften the knees here. I'm going to jump back twice, so inhale, look out first to give yourself a nice long stretch, let the spine lengthen, right? Bend the knees, put the palms on the floor. Jump into your plank position, pulling the navel in up. Bend your elbows for chaturanga. Pull the navel in and lift up to cobra. I'm not going to do upward dog today. I'm going to be respectful of my back. And this eye, like it needs a little bit more warming up. Breathe here, 3 breaths so we can move forward. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. Last one. Breathe in. And then the knees and come forward. You can jump or step. And look out. Feel the palms and the feet spread and the fingertips tip up to stretch out the lower spine. Release the head, and then you're going to breathe and reach the arms all the way above you. Exhale, bring the palms back. Same thing. Inhale, reach the arms above you. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. Exhale, bend the knees and jump back to plank position. Pull the navel in. Squeeze the navel. Push the floor away if you are in plank position. If you're not bending the knees, bend your elbows to the side of the rib cage and let your body go down to lift up to cobra. If you have a practice where you do upward dog, feel free to add it in. Push all the way back to downward dog. Okay, your mountain pose. Breathe here. 3 breaths. Exhale. Push into the palms, pull the shoulder blades down, pull the ribs up. So they're not sinking down, everything's supported. Feel the thighs lift up around the knee joints. And then from this position, look out in front of you, hop forward or step forward, whatever works for your body. Look out, and then drop your head. Reach the arms all the way. And palms come to the palms together position. All right. So now we're going to do a step back, right? So palms come here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Step the left foot back. Step the right foot back. Bend the elbows. Go all the way up to the cobra pose. Drop the body down to the mat. Tuck the toes. Go all the way back into your downward dog position. Breathe here, 2 breaths. Inhale, press the palms into the floor. Make sure that you're not sinking into the bones. Make sure that the muscles are lifting around the legs so you're not just hanging out in a stretch. It's an active move. And then from here, bend the knees, jump forward or step forward. Okay? All the way out. Drop the head. Inhale, reach the arms up. Last one, all right? Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, let your body fold. Inhale, look out. Exhale, bend the knees and step back. Nice outlook. So make sure your upper body, shoulders are in alignment. Even if you're here, your shoulders are going to come down the back. You don't want to kind of crunch over, hover, and then round your posture. Keep your posture nice and long. Pull the navel in. If you're in plank, you'll be there. Then you'll bend your elbows to go down to the floor. Lift up into cobra. Let your body lower back down, press into the feet, and then tuck your toes to lift back up into that mountain pose position and breathe. If you have challenges with your palms or wrist, it's a great idea to not do this position. You can even come down to your forearms or just go to that, like, child's pose is always an option, right? Okay, another great way to work. Let me just show you some options that we can use for those of you who may not be able to go into downward dog, okay? Get yourself a trusty chair, whatever that may look like. And it could be a chair that you have in your house. It could be even the edge of your bed, depending on the height of the bed. And you can have your feet walk back right onto your yoga mat and walk your hands to this level. Right? And if you don't have a chair, you can also use the wall, right? Slowly walking your hands down the wall, right? My ribs have a tendency to drop down, so pull the ribs in and up, right? And then when you get further and further down, if you feel like I can't press my heels down onto the floor, bend your knees. And if you go lower to the chair or to the wall, right? You can have it actively, because the hands are here. If you're that tight in your body, if you're on the wall, you walk your feet back, and the hands can go as far as here, right? Keeping the knees bent, right? So you have this kind of adjustment that you can do. And then ultimately, if you get down, if you have a chair, get down to the bottom of your chair, your knees are going to be bending, right? So you have this nice bend in the knees as you keep working on the length of the spine, walking your way up. The goal being a nice long waist as you push your hips up to the sky, right? It's less about the hamstrings and more about the lengthening of your vertebra. Pulling the ribs in, keeping this longness in the spine. You don't want to have a downward dog that's sort of like this. Like where you're struggling in your back and your seat is tight and tucked, right? If that's the case, you are going to be needing to work just nice and simply. You can do a leg stretch, one leg at a time. Right? Bending the knee is actually really great because you're getting that flexion as long as you don't have any contraindications in your back, right? The lengthening in the spine is everything. Another great option, find yourself a wall, bend the knees, and keep them bent. And slowly just start to let your body come forward as you lift your hips and slowly keep going down. So your hips are against the wall like you're sitting in a chair. And then you let your hips go up as far as they can go. You can even rest here with the elbows on the knees. And start with a nice stretch here in the back, right? So you feel the waist lengthening, pull the navel in up. Breathe here for 3 breaths, and then walk your hands back up, right? If that's in your wheelhouse of starting to work toward a downward dog, right? So now from here, let's go into some Pilates standing, all right? So one of the things that I really love about one of the Pilates standing exercises is the arms, right? So in Pilates, we go to a position where it's called Pilates V. So it's not as much as like a turnout. Like you're not going to do some kind of ballerina turnout. You're going to just like almost like, it's the letter V, literally. So it's a military stance that we call it. We lift the toes and we bring them open just enough, right? And then there's almost a little incline where our body's slightly forward, which turns on the lower belly and the pelvic floor muscles. So we're gonna do 3 really simple arm moves, all right? And you have the option to add 1-pound weights, right? The goal here is not to have something incredibly heavy where you're showing that you can do more. It's more finding resistance in your own body and creating resistance in terms of how you move, right? So I'm gonna just do 3 sets of arms and we'll be done. 10, 10, 10, right? So starting in the Pilates V position, let your upper body come slightly forward, pulling the navel in. Arms are slightly like you're holding onto a big log. You're gonna inhale, reach the arms all the way up to shoulder height. The body's on an incline, keeping the belly connected. And then lower the arms to the side of the hips. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, reach it up. So the whole time I'm pushing my feet like I'm a root, that they have roots in the ground, right? Like my feet are the trunk of a tree, and I'm breathing as I lower, and I'm breathing as I lift. And I'm breathing as I lower, and I'm breathing as I lift. And if you naturally lift weights, it may seem like it's not enough for you, right? After I do the whole arm series, it would be. But right now today, if you want to add like a little pole or some light weights, it's a great option, all right? From here, we're gonna open the arms out to the side. We're gonna exhale, bring the fingertips close together, like we're hugging ourselves right around a tree. We're hugging the tree trunk this time. Inhale as we press our feet to the ground. And open, and close, and open, and close, and 5 more. Keep pulling the navel in and up while you move. 4, and close, and 3, and close. And these exercises you can actually do in a chair, right? You can do them seated, but it's nice to do them while standing because then you activate your glutes and navel, especially in this stance, right? And then finally, you're gonna inhale. Let's have you bring your palms behind you. If you had 2 light weights, you can bring them right back here. You can bring a leg forward, or you can keep your legs exactly where they are and just lift the arms back, pulling the navel in, and keep them high. Lift, halfway lower. Lift, halfway lower. Lift, halfway lower. Lift, halfway lower. Good. Gaze down to the apex of the floor. That's just in the lower corner of the floor so the neck isn't strained. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And then let pulse up for 10. Pulse 9. Reach back 8. 7. Make sure you don't collapse in the front of the chest. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And relax the arms. All right? And that's it. So let's move into a simple stretch to undo, right? Those triceps, inhale, reach the arm above you, stretch the arm back, take a nice deep inhale. If this is already too much for you, you can stay and just look up and then look down toward the armpit. Breathe here. One more deep breath. And then reach that arm up and lower it down. Same thing, opposite arm. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bend the elbow. Remember, you don't have to sit on the floor if it's not comfortable for you. And then look down toward the armpit. You can sit in a chair. And if it's too hard on the neck, you can also do the same stretch on your back. All right? Finally, let your arms reach behind you, fingertips back. Look all the way up. Feel the stretch in the front of the deltoids. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. Feel free to switch the crossing of the leg if you're possible. There's one more deep breath. And relax. All right. Thank you so much again for joining me today. So today we got to do variations on the very simple Surya Namaskar, bringing back the very simple basic steps in yoga, going through and cleaning up. These are things that you can do daily, 5 a day, something where this gets you moving, as long as you don't have any major injuries. And you can always check, and you should always check with your primary care, and the breathing exercises as well. And then the last bit is a nice little run through of arms, especially if you don't have full use of your wrists and hands. It's great to do those really simple exercises where you lift the arms and carry the arms in about 10, to 15 reps on a regular basis. All right. Thank you so much for being here today. And I will see you here next week at 1 p.m. Same time, same place. Remember, you don't have to do it alone. All you have to do is show up, and we can do it here together. All right. I am Natalie Rand here with you today, and I look forward to your next visit. Until then, see you next time. Ciao.